June 14, 1911, just 3 years before the mighty World War One. A day etched into annals of mystery. Train was moving so fast. Now picture this. Dark clouds were covering the mountains. Thunderstorm, heavy yellow rain was so loud people shut their windows and watching this mysterious but beautiful scenery as the train was crushing every single droplets coming down from the sky. It was like a cool breath first, but then there was a 1 mile long tunnel. As the train was getting closer to the tunnel, the sky was getting darker. And then train entered the tunnel. At first, everything was normal. All the passengers on the train had never experienced such an adventurous ride ever in their life before. But then, as train reached in the middle of the tunnel, all of a sudden, people started to scream. There were a panic in the train. So much noise. The white clouds were all over the place. The adventurous ride turned into a nightmare. One man took the courage looking for the exit and decided to jump off the train, even knowing that this could cost him his life. But his fear was greater than his life. He must have witnessed something that he didn't care of risking his life. So he approached to the door from the moving train and opened the door, and without further thinking, he jumped and landed so bad on the ground and saw another man was jumping off the train. But what they saw next haunted them for the rest of their lives. The day when the world's most opulent train, the Lombardy Express, vanished into abyss of unknown, leaving behind the echoes of the questions that still haunt the corridors of the history. It was the day when the luxury met enigma, when the boundaries of reality blurred amidst the grandeur of Italy's storied mountains. This is the mysterious, haunting tale of 1911, the vanishing of the Lombardy Express. In the waning years of the 19th century, amidst Italy's burgeoning industrial age, a visionary named Alessandro Zanatti, an engineer and entrepreneur driven by a desire to redefine a travel, conceived a masterpiece, a marvel of engineering and opulence, a train so magnificent it would transcend mere transportation, becoming a symbol of Italy's grandeur. The Zanatti company meticulously crafted a 3-car locomotive, each car lavishly appointed with gold filigree, velvet upholstery, and intricate woodwork. They designed it to traverse the stunning landscape from Rome, the ancient heart of Italy, through Lazio's rolling hills into Abruzzo's rugged mountains, that ultimately into bustling commercial hub of Milan, 550 kilometers of Italy's finest scenery. A journey that would take a mere 7.5 hours, but this wasn't merely a train, it was a statement, an experience to inaugurate the marvel Zanatti announced, and a precedent event. The first journey would be entirely free, exclusive to Italy's super echelons, a celebration of wealth, power, and prestige. Invitations were sent to industrialists and the cream of the society. Preparation intensified. Musicians rehearsed. Chefs curated exquisite menus. And the train gleamed under the Italian sun covered with the dark clouds, carrying water to pour on the lands and ready to carve its mark into the history. So the crowd gathered at the station. eager to witness the spectacle. As the clock struck noon, the train pulled away, the gliding smoothly to the station amidst applause, laughter. The journey was serenity and splendor. Passengers sipped the fine wines, admired panoramic views, and reveled in the luxury that only Zenati engineers could imagine. But beneath the veneer of the elegance, an undercurrent of unease stirred an intuition that this journey would be unlike any other. Into the heart of the darkness, the mood of Italy's basked in their privilege. Yet, as the train approached to the mountains range near the Emilia the Romana regions, as a strange tension crept into atmosphere, the landscape darkened, the air grew thicker, and the sense of anticipation gripped the passengers, many of whom gazed out of the windows, unaware of the impending darkness that lurked ahead. Finally, the train approached the long, ominous passage, the Lombardy Tunnel, a marvel of engineering. It was longest mountain tunnel ever at that time. Constructed, carved directly into the heart of the mountains, the entrance were flanked by the crowd of onlookers, locals, officials, media waving farewell as the train plunged into the darkness. Now imagine this. Here is the crowd, the station. The train is gonna move from here, and there is a deep tunnel, 1 mile long tunnel, and there is another group of people, the media, the reporters, everything, because it was the marvelous inauguration of this Zenati Lombardy train ever in the history. So the darkness inside the train, the atmosphere shifted palpably, the lightning dimmed, the passengers' conversations hushed, replaced by a strange static as if the air itself was charged with unseen forces. The train sped into tunnel, its sleek body swallowed by shadows. Now, if we talk about the disappearance, minutes stretched into eternity. The tunnel's darkness swallowed the train from the outside at the station, and the array of the witnesses gathered at the entrance and the exit. Time seemed to halt at the tunnel's mouth. A group of officials, journalists, spectators stood there. Anticipation mounting. Train has vanished into the mountains. Yet not a trace emerged on the other side. The ghostly silence descended. Wave of the unease rippled through the crowd. The second felt like hours. No sound of the wheels, no flicker, movement, or steam or smoke. The train was gone, creeping. Dread seeped into their bones. Had the train derailed, collapsed, exploded? No debris, no wreckage, nothing but an oppressive void. And then the search began. Alarmed authorities called for rescue. Police, engineers, and Zenati officials entered the tunnel, their lanterns piercing the darkness. They advanced cautiously, expecting to find the wreck, perhaps catastrophic accident, but found nothing. The tunnel was eerily pristine, silent, as if the train had simply evaporated and disappeared. Shockingly, they discovered 2 passengers seated on the track. 2 men, battered and trembling, their faces frozen in terror. Their bodies bore injuries, yet no signs of fire or explosions. They were in shock, their minds shattered by what they had witnessed, which elaborated the unthinkable revelations as the injured men recovered in psychiatric hospital Their stories became the focus of speculations and fear. When one finally regained lucidity, he recounted a harrowing experience. We entered the tunnel as usual. Everything was fine. Suddenly, a dark cloud enveloped the train. It covered the windows, obscuring our view. We heard a hum, deep resonant like 1,000 voices. Then thick white smoke filled the carriage and chaos erupted. Passengers screamed, trying to escape, but then a blinding light and everything was gone. The train, the passengers, the entire scene vanished as into thin air. The account was met with disbelief, skepticism, and outright terror. How could an entire train and its hundreds plus passengers disappear? No wreck, no bodies, no debris, just silence, unexplainable void. Which moved to next, there was a cover-up and silence. The authorities swiftly suppressed the story. The Zanatti company issued a statement claiming the trip was uneventful and that was the train had arrived safely in Milan. The tunnel was sealed shut permanently, deemed unsafe for future use. The media hushed the incident and the families of the missing remained silent, their grief veiled behind layers of the political and social influences. The story faded into launched whispered about the hushed tones among the skeptics and conspiracy theories. Yet rumors persisted of strange sightings of the ghostly train wandering mountains, passes of men and women appearing in the distant lands, claiming to have memory of how they arrived. Now, if you ask me the thread of the mystery, over a century later, enigma persisted. Historians, scientists, and paranormal investigators wondered, was it a supernatural event, a technological anomaly, an elaborated hoax, or something far worse, an intersection of the realm beyond human understanding? In the 1930s, a historian uncovered a strange document, the testimony from Mexican psychiatric Jose Sexton, describing individuals found wandering in the streets of Mexico City, speaking a language they didn't understand, claiming they had come from Italy aboard a train. Some had on clothing from another era, others with cigarettes bearing dates decades ahead of their supposed time. Could these individuals be the missing passengers? Were they somehow transported through the time and space, their consciousness or bodies displaced across centuries or continents? And yet, some called it the devil's carriage. Decade later, an even darker legend emerged. A family from Modena discovered an ancient document describing the devil's carriage, a monstrous metallic vessel that appeared suddenly in their town during the Middle Ages. It was described as four-carriage train, 3 bogies and 1 engine, 4 carriage trains with a black smoking front and windows covered by the heavy curtains. 3 figures clad in black emerged from it, worshipping an entity. How could a train appear during the medieval period? Could this be the historical echo, the phantom train linked to some cosmic or demonic forces? But the modern sighting in 1955, a railway worker in Ukraine, Potimenko, reported witnessing a luminous, silent train moving at the high speed through the night. Hold on a sec. Here I remember Back to the Future Part 3, 1990, the third part of Back to the Future. Remember when Michael J. Fox as Marty with his girlfriend standing alone the side of the railroad, and Marty finds a photograph of him with the dog, Dr. Brown, but it was torn from the side. And out of nowhere, from thin air, a big train appears having Doc and Clara with their 2 children, surprises Marty and his girlfriend. And Dr. Brown hands over Marty a souvenir, the same photo which is complete and neat, even framed, captioned under the photo addressing Marty, "To Marty, partner in time to future 1885." And his girlfriend asked Dr. Brown about the paper she got from the future and which is now erased, and Doctor replied, "Of course it is erased. Your future hasn't been written yet. No one has. Your future is whatever you make it. So make it a good one, both of you." Man, that line, the whole journey is an adventurous ride back to the future. And if you even watch all 3 parts today, looks so slick, just right from the future. Indeed, just amazing. Anyways, let's catch up with the main story. Others across Europe and Asia began to report ghostly train, no passengers, no crew, just spectral locomotive gliding through the darkness. Some believed these sightings were echoes of the original incident, phantom trapped in a loop, or evidence of a tear in a fabric of time itself. Which leads to the theories converge. Was the Lombardy Tunnel the site of the temporal rift, a portal to the past or future? Did an earthquake, a secret experiment, or a supernatural forces caused the train to vanish? Some suggest that the train disappearance was a result of the rare cosmic event, a perfect alignment opening of the gateway in the mountain's depth. Others believed that it was an act of the malevolent entities pulling souls into Shadow's realm, which again opens a new chapter of the legacy of the Shadow. Today, Lombardy Tunnel remains sealed, its entrance guarded by the legends and the fear. The story of the Nazi train continues to inspire books, movies, conspiracy theories. The story is far from over. The shadows still linger, waiting for those who are brave enough to seek the truth. Finally, if I tried to conclude everything in a box, I had so many unanswered questions. Number 1, where did the train go? Did it vanish into another dimension, another time or shadow or realm? Number 3, were the passenger transported to another place or kept alive? Or number 4, is there a connection between medieval devil's carriage and the modern spectral trains? Number 5, could the mountain's tunnel itself be a portal, an opening of the realm beyond human perceptions? By Islamic belief, this is very interesting. We believe in time travel, as Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, story of a Miraj, who started his journey from his house, riding on a beautiful horse named Burak, which sprinted and flew thousands times faster than light. This is one of the most beautiful story called the night journey from Mecca to Jerusalem, the heaven to the heavens. In the Holy Book Quran, it's stated with so much wisdom. God tells this story through his holy book, that why this event occurred, because the Jerusalem is a blessed land. To show Muhammad, peace be upon him, its wonderful miracles, his journey started from his home when he saw the angel Gabriel, or Jibril, and the angel Gabriel took him to Kaaba, the cube, and to the circular relation called Hatim, outside of the Kaaba, where he opened his chest and took his heart, and there was a gold bowl filled with the Zamzam water, and he took his heart and cleaned his heart with the Zamzam water and put it back into his chest. And then Gabriel or Jibril brought the beast named Buraq, a beautiful milky white horse, smaller than a mule and larger than a donkey. He rode it to Baitul Maqdis, where he tied this Buraq with the wool and prayed to God. And all the previous prophets, including Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and Adam, prayed following him. So his journey to the God's throne started that night when he reached to the first heaven, met our forefather Adam, and the second heaven, Prophet Yahya, peace be upon him, and Isa or Jesus, peace be upon him, peace be upon them. The third sky or heaven, Jacob or Yusuf, peace be upon him. The fourth, Enoch or Idris, peace be upon him. The fifth sky or heaven, Prophet Aaron or Harun, peace be upon him. In the sixth sky or heaven, he met Moses or Musa, peace be upon him. And on the seventh heaven, he met Prophet Abraham or Ibrahim, peace be upon him. And then he was sitting on the Baitul Mamur. Gabriel asked, like he asked on every heaven, to send greeting to them, these messengers. And Prophet Abraham replied him by saying, "Welcome, O noble son and a noble prophet." And then after he reached the seventh sky, the seventh heaven, he saw the Sidratul Muntaha, the beautiful, the biggest tree where the four rivers come down. Two goes to the heaven, two goes to this world, river Nile, another one was carrying so big fruits, leaves like elephant ears, the God's throne. And he got some beautiful gifts from God for his followers. In short, he also saw the heavens inside and the hell, and the people were in the heavens and the hell. And he was told about these people, who are they, what they used to do in the world. And finally, when came back to his home the same night, he saw 3 caravans on the way coming to Mecca, to his hometown. When he returned home, his main entrance chain lock was still hanging and swinging. But the shocking truth about this story is yet to come. When he woke up the next morning and he told the story to the people of the Mecca, among them so many reacted in different ways, surprised manner, and some laughed. Some among them asked, describe about Baitul Maqdis, how it looked like, because one of the men, he has seen Baitul Maqdis, Prophet Muhammad. He was shown the whole area in front of his eyes like hologram, which amazed them because it was so correct. Then he told he saw 3 caravans, they're coming towards them, and anytime they can reach to the Makkah's boundaries. So the journey of Miraj happened in a very short time, and it all became true. That night he went to the 7th heavens, met the prophets, talks to God, because time above in the sky is different than time on the earth is different. If you have heard the whole story, you will be surely amazed. That's why who would believe in time traveling more than us as Muslims? Yes, time traveling is true. The portals are true. As if I sum up the whole case study, the legacy of the Vanishing, today the Lombardy tunnel remains sealed. Its entrance guarded, its secrets buried beneath layers of silence and fear. The story of the Nati train continues to inspire the conspiracy theories, paranormal investigations, and the speculative fictions. And to me, as a final reflection, is the vanishing of the Lombardy Express merely a tragic accident, or the windows into another universe layered with the shadows and the secrets? Could it be that some places like mountains, tunnels, or portals, gateways that flicker open the fleeting moment, revealing glimpses of the world beyond, and perhaps somewhere in the vast expanse of the time and space, The train still journeys, lost yet eternally present, a ghostly relic of a past that refuses to fade. The questions remain and the mystery endures. If you have made it up to here, I want to thank you so much, and I hope you have enjoyed the journey as I did. We can only enjoy if we can picture it to manifest the vision. And before I close today's episode, could you please be so kind to hit the subscribe button and the like button? And as always, take care of yourselves and your surroundings. I am Uzair Sipra. See you next time with another adventurous ride story or a movie recap or review. See you later, alligators.